Hi, my name is Tequila Mockingbird, and you are watching Tequila TV. Today, we are in historic Chinatown, and we're going to visit art galleries and talk to their owners. Chinatown has become a magnet for art galleries in Los Angeles. Cheap rents and beautiful locations are part of the reason. Lisa Derrick is the owner of Lisa Derrick Fine Arts. Matt Gleason owns Coagula Tutorial exhibition space nearby. We met with both of them and gabbed about art. You are watching Tequila TV. All right, you're watching Tequila TV, and today we're at Lisa Derrick's gallery in Chinatown. So, hi, Lisa.
Hi, Tequila. This is so exciting. I have never actually sat down and had a conversation with you. And of course, I want to ask you a bunch of questions. But since you came to my gallery, Lisa Derrick Fine Arts, I guess I'm in the hot seat today.
Yes, you are, because you're hot, that's why. So tell me, where are you from?
I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I grew up. I'm gonna pull my own sheets here. Despite my tattoos and funny colored hair, or maybe because of them, I was born in West LA and raised in Mandeville Canyon, which is one hill over from where OJ did the deed.
OJ, I thought that was something you drank.
And we lived a mile and a half from Sunset, and then up a small winding road. So if I needed to go anywhere on my own and be a degenerate teenage child, I had to walk a mile with no sidewalks. Mm-hmm. And I knew better than to hitchhike, because like in the 70s, late 70s,
Manson destroyed all hitchhiking.
Right, but even more so, like my head had been filled with rape, murder, and I read a lot of serial killer stuff, which I can't really do. And then I went to Westlake School for Girls, and I have dropped out of 2 prestigious universities because I'm just not a square person. It was too scary. Like the idea of you graduate college, you get a job, you get married. I couldn't do it. And I was lucky enough to meet a couple people who encouraged me to go to the Naropa Institute for Disembodied Poetics, the Jack Kerouac School there. And I met a bunch of other similar people, and I kind of when I was going to another university I dropped out of, it was a student co-op, it was eventually shut down by RICO, but there were murals on the wall, and my friends were painters and artists, one of whom I'm going to be showing here later this year. So
and who is that?
His name is Lawrence Tripp.
Okay, Mr. Tripp.
The appropriately named L. Tripp.
Nice, very
nice. He's very respectable nowadays, you'd be surprised.
Well, I'm already seeing that show.
So, I grew up here. I wrote a lot about bands I loved. Eventually, I got paid by the LA Weekly to occasionally write best ofs or whatever. Kept writing, worked for record companies, but I loved art. And then one day somebody said to me, hey, you should take Matt Gleason's Curators College class. And I did. And John Fleck and John Roker had both been saying to me, we want to do art shows. You must know how to do this. You write about art all the time. So I pitched it to Matt Gleason over at Coagula, and he said, you had me at John Fleck, right there. You throw in John Roker, what's it called? And I said, 2 Johns and a whore.
Ooh, nice.
So I had 14 artists doing their thing about prostitution, whatever they felt it was. And art sold, and all of a sudden, in a circular year, I had curated 14 shows.
Very nice.
And that led to me producing a documentary called Dark Progressivism, which is an award-winning film about Los Angeles art. It features Chaswell Marquez, Deffer, Prime, Big Sleeps, retired Sheriff Richard Valdemar, who talks a lot about the influences of gangs on graffiti culture, and that's really what it is. In Los Angeles, we have a very strong street culture whose art is derived from a myriad of sources. California design. You can see the influence of Ames, you can see the influence of Paul Williams, you can see the influence of Quincy Jones, you can see these influences in the graffiti styles, especially the earlier ones, and also black and gray tattoos. And the reason the LA Times lettering, that Old English lettering, has become so popular within gay culture, because it's a newspaper, it announces things, and that became more and more stylized, and every neighborhood had their own form of writing. Well, the director liked me, and we in the course of our conversations, I brought up that a lot of the noir aspects of muralism in Southern California had come from German Expressionist films, which in turn, and German Expressionist art, which had been adapted into film noir and low-budget late-night horror movies. Well, when you come in from being out at night, what do you watch? Whatever's on KTLA or KTTV. You remember doing that, but after Punk Rock Nights, would you come on and like flip the channels and watch some horror movie? It was before, or if we had some Elvira, exactly. Seymour's Slimy Wall. And that's where a lot of the unconscious impressions in Southern California art come from, that come from a not rich white male population. Right. Just to spell it out. You know, I love Ed Moses. He was a rich white male painter. I nicknamed him the Great Lion Menace. I loved Ed Moses, and he really opened my eyes to abstraction. But abstract art is not really my thing. I have one abstract piece in here by Ken Salter. It's a digital print that is very symmetrical. And for me, it reminds me of there's that blue part that comes up. I'm sure we'll see it later in the film. Then there's red, so it's the male blue energy piercing the red female innocence. You know, and the fascinating thing about Ken is not only is he an Imagineer who designed a lot of amusement park rides, and he created 3D printing, a form of 3D printing for large-scale artworks. He has Parkinson's, and he feels that Parkinson's really impacted his creativity and opened it up in new ways. So I was very excited to be able to show him. So, what next? Oh my God, today was crazy. But let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you and what you want to know about me.
Exactly. I want to know the most important question that people forget to ask you about this gallery. What do they not ask you that you think they should ask you?
You know, the most important question is, what do I need to do to buy that piece of art? Art is an indulgence, which is why I call this show Joy of Sin. And there's something for every level of sinner. I've got paintings that are in the 4 figures, and I have paintings that are in the very low 3 figures, just skirting $99.99. But it's because when I started buying art, I couldn't afford $7,000 pieces of art. I couldn't afford a $1,000 piece of art. But I could afford a $3 raffle ticket at Billy Shire's La Luz de Jesus, and I won my first piece of art that I got myself. And it was really through La Luz de Jesus and Billy that my eye was shaped, and I learned a lot just by looking at the art and meeting the artists. La Luz de Jesus is a wonderful resource.
Incredible resource.
That's so valuable to the community. they got Melrose up and going, they really helped those Fearless Silver Lake, and they provide a wonderful place for misfits to congregate. Most people ask, who is this artist, or what's your theme for show? How do you pick who you show? And it's pretty much, I show what I like at that moment. I have 2 artists that are up right now who walked in off the streets basically and said, hey, will you show me? And their work was perfect for it. Now, granted, they're experienced professional artists with shows and a CV and all that, but if I hadn't been thrilled by their work, I would have had to likely say no. Ooh, the fairies have spoken.
Why are you located in Chinatown?
A spot became available, and Matt Gleason called me up and said, hey, you want to open an art gallery? And I was like, and I did the math, and I could kind of do it. Like, I had the cord with my cable company, and I'm now like, you know, on Apple TV. But aside from that, it was pretty easy. Like, I just, you know, rearranged my budget a little, and I was able to do this. It's sort of. And why else Chinatown? Because I know the galleries here. I know Paige down at Good Luck. I know Charlie James. I know Matt Gleason. I know the people at Joseph Gross. I know the neighbors who live around here. Because I've been coming to Chinatown since its first wave in the late 90s. And before that, I came to Chinatown as a little girl with my aunt and uncle. And we would have dinner and walk around and buy souvenirs, and then I'd have something for show and tell the next day. It was really good. So it was, Chinatown is a beautiful location. It's freeway close, and it has a reputation for having galleries that emerge and show artists who go on to do amazing things. I want my artists to succeed about them. I would like them rather than want. I would like them to sell art. I would like them to be happy and successful. And if they get picked up by Gagosian, God bless them, you know? More power. I can say, I did that, you know?
True. So how did you get the name of this gallery?
I was thinking of something really clever. I was desperately trying. And Matt Gleason looked at me and he goes, why don't you just own it? You need to own who you are. Just call it Lisa Derrick Fine Art. And I'm like, it's got to have an S at the end because there's more than one art that gets practiced here. I mean, I do have a lot of visual art, which is considered art, and sculptural art, which is considered art. But we are expanding into, or I am expanding into producing performance art. So that's a different kind of art. And then of course there's the magical arts. But I don't know if we should really talk about sorcery on public access TV in West Hollywood.
Why not? We talk about everything on public access TV in West Hollywood.
Why don't we walk around and look at the art, and I'll tell you about it. And
Yes.
this is my altar. So there's not a whole lot to say about that. Patrick McGilligan. He works in mixed media, and he's got a very cartoony and fun style. And I have 3 other pieces by him. Laudria Trammell, whose work you'll see a little later on the wall, is a very intensive artist. He does a lot of work-intensive things. All of these stones are hand-stitched on, and he said he had to bring it immediately because he kept wanting to do more. And these are all semi-precious and precious stones, including amethyst and lapis lazuli. Ryan Brillo from Extra Fancy is a freaking amazing artist, and he hasn't shown. And I was so excited to get a piece from him that fit the theme. Rick Castro is a living master of photography. He has a show coming up next month in April at Tom of Finland called Fetish. And I'm honored that he wanted to show with me some of his non-fetishy pieces. I would have taken his fetishy ones, but Tom of Finland rules. The cupcakes, there's Jezebel magazine wrote that cupcakes are a solitary pleasure. They're like masturbation. But cake is a friendly family thing, you share it. But with cupcakes, it's private, and you smear the frosting and you eat it however you want. So for me, having cupcakes in Joy of Sin was really important. This piece here is by Rodriel, who did the bracelet. This is all, and it might be hard with your camera to see, cross-hatching using micron pens, little teeny fine point pens. You can really see up here. He got in and cross-hatched it. He is incredible. And this piece is just so joyous and celebratory. Oh my God, Zara Monet Fini. Oh, this piece just glows and vibrates. And to me, I see both Santa Barbara, from who's a martial force in the Santeria pantheon, and also San Expedite, who is much loved in New Orleans and is a fiery force that speeds things along and brings you what you desire. All right, we are showing 3 pieces by Jennifer Precious Finch from L7. This one, and then, whoop, not those are Rick Castro. Over here, there's Jennifer again. Sorry about the glare, but you know, it's an art gallery. So that's Jennifer. Now we can continue in this room, or I can pull you back over here to this delightful pair by Rick. This is Bunny on a bicycle. It's his first boyfriend, one of his first photos. And it was printed in 1994, and I am honored that he's having me show it. I really am. This is Dainty Weightlifter, and the use of light and shadow evokes Hurrell, oddly enough, because Rick worked with Hurrell as his assistant, and as well as with Herb Ritz. And the natural lighting, this was even before he worked with Ritz, the bunny picture, and then this intense studio lighting. Rick is a genius, that's all I can say. Oh my God, do you not love that the Haunted Mansion has been invaded by pink pistols? This is Robert Rosenblum. It's a photo montage printed on aluminum. And it's got such a devilish, whimsical air, and the devil plays a lot in this show, oddly enough. This is Melinda R. Smith with 2 of her works on paper. He walked into the gallery, Stephen Holman. I said, come in, meet me, let's see what happens. And I was like, oh my God, I have to show this piece. I got really lucky. It's, he loves feral children and the stories of wild. Stephen Holman, Holman. And he's got a quote from Daniel Defoe, and this is Wild Boy Peter at the court of King George. Yasmin Morodi incorporates Farsi script into her work. It's a mixed media piece. It's one of her Brides series, and it's just luxurious. And it also, she reminds me of Fortuna, the goddess of money, or Santa Muerte in her death, in her financial aspects. Patrick McGilligan again. And Ken Salter, who it turns out I went to college. I went to UC Berkeley with Ken. Well, I dropped out of UC Berkeley, but we lived in the same student co-op, Barrington Hall, which if you Google it, you'll find out it was shut down under RICO for drug dealing, or just bad behavior, I don't know, but I left before that happened. So that's my first room, and in the back room, for the Joy of Sin,
Hi, Lisa, is this you? It looks just like you.
My reputation precedes me. It is not me, though. When I did Two Johns and a Whore, there were two nude portraits of me in it, because you can't use the word whore unless you want to own it. You know, this photo rather, is by Steve Diagetti, who is a top-tier photographer of women. I wouldn't say he's a strict fetish photographer, but he's definitely a pin-up-y type photographer. And then over here, again, Patrick McGilligan. We have Steve Diagetti, same model, by the way. Pleasant Gaiman, whose work sold on opening night. I'm very proud of that. Love selling art. I really do. It makes me, not because of money, but because it makes the artists happy. Melinda R. Smith again, the lady who did the cutouts. And these are, you know, and then, for a super surprise, the pair of cupcakes, Linda Jacobson, this is her work as well. So it's fun to see how artists mix it up. Now, Ron Atheist, video still from Solar Anus. Have you seen that? Have you seen that performance? Suffice to say, it is a solar anus, and this is another that he had the sun tattooed on his anus. It's beautiful, and you got to see it being done during the performance, the video of it. And this is another still from the same performance. I'm hoping my dermatologist buys it.
I love him.
He is amazing. Stephen L. Holman again. There's Stephen Holman's piece.
I like that piece.
Yeah, that's Hermaphroditus. It's male and female, and Jennifer Precious Finch. Now,
Love Jen. L7.
please don't. Melinda R. Smith. Again, I love her paintings so much. So this is, whoops, steady now. Yeah, careful on that thing, please. Melinda R. Smith. Randy Matsuvitz. This is Gogol, who designed my logo. Gogol designed my logo. Oh, I can't even say it. He's yeah. He's the only painter I have in here who is shown with Picasso. He did a collaboration and showed it in the Picasso Museum. This, don't look over there, Nancy. Ginger Lai, who I showed last week. Randy again. Clive
So,
Barker.
how long have you been here now?
This is my second show, so I opened on January 26th. I took possession on December 28th. So I'm doing pretty okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clive Barker's nice, huh?
That's Clive Barker
This is Clive Barker.
there? Which one? That
This
one, yeah.
Yes, that's Clive Barker, yes. Catherine Brannock. Anthony Austin is right here. And Anthony is curating a show for me that opens May 11th called Fat and Bulbous, which is the art of the mascara snake from Captain Beefheart. We have over 100 pieces by him that he left to Pamela Day
What kind of
Bar.
art is that?
Oh, it's abstract. A lot of it's abstract. There's figurative elements, but it's abstract. This is a score by Sean Griffin and Ron Athey from Gifts of the Spirit at St. Viviana's 2 years ago. And again, Patrick. Because I like his stuff. It's fun. It's fun. Art is fun. It should be fun. I'm not college trained in art. In fact, as I said, I'm a college dropout. I took 2 art history classes, and one was in 6th grade. That art should be fun, and that's what I'm trying to do. I can make a really serious blah 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 show, but why? There's intellectual concepts buried in this show, but just enjoy it. It's fun. Life's too short. Have fun. That's what I'm doing on my
That's right. Well, thank you, Miss Derrick.
Thank
For
you.
a fantastic interview.
honor. I do not.
Bye.